What is up, guys? 10vidman here, bringing another battle. Here's an Ubers game that I had with a guy off one of my Facebook pages, and again, I apologize for my absence. You guys know my situation, but I'll stop rambling about all that other stuff, and we'll just get straight into the battle. And of course, it's rain versus rain, and I figured probably the best lead for the situation is my Stealth-Rocker, which is my Dialga. Dialga as a Stealth-Rock lead is very nice, but unfortunately for me, he's going to lead off of his Darkrai, which is kind of a standard lead, just because, you know, they're usually sash, and they can put things to sleep rather quickly, so I'm going to lead off with Dialga, he's going to lead off with Darkrai, and unfortunately I really have nothing that I really want to put to sleep, even, you know, Dialga, but Dialga is probably my most reasonable choice for putting it to be put to sleep, just because, you know, it's pretty much just a Stealth Rock war, and it roars, but, you know, it's got Draco Meteor for stab, and Fire Blast just for coverage, but unfortunately Dialga falls asleep, and, well, you know, that kind of sucks, so Dialga is not really useless, but because it can take hits, but, you know, that's pretty much all I can do, so expecting him to be Nasty Plot, I'm going to switch on into my Arceus, and unfortunately I'm pretty much leaving my Arceus as potential death fodder, just because Arceus I know can break its sash without having to be outsped and be destroyed by it, since my Arceus is the only thing that packs priority, and you know, I'm going to exactly go for that extreme speed. And I wasn't really sure if it would, you know, bring it down to its sash or not. I didn't think it would, just because it's unboosted. It's stab and it's life 4, but Darkrai has okay bulk, I suppose. Here I was hoping for Focus Blast to miss, but unfortunately that's a +2 super effective Focus Blast coming my way. So, unfortunately, despite my 120 defenses around the board, Arceus will fall to that attack, which sucks, but not much I can do about it. And down it goes. So now I figure my best bet is to go into my Scarf Palkia, because Palkia is the only other thing on my team that can really outspeed Darkrai. So go into my Palkia, and Palkia actually does a lot of work in this game, just because Scarf Palkia is such a humongous threat, and just wanting to go, you know, for the safe stab, go for the spatial rend, it'll do a very hefty chunk to anything on his team, and down goes his Darkrai, which is great. That's a huge threat gone early on, and oh my god, these cats, so frustrating. This is why I don't narrate much anymore, but he's going to bring out a humongous friend of multi-scale Lugia that was released as of late, so, but knowing that, like, you know, probably a Toxic is coming, I'm going to bring out my Fortress, and Fortress is actually a pretty nice counter to most Lugias. It's not really a counter, but it's used as a setup fodder for the most part. I'm going to start laying out some Toxic Spikes just because it's pretty much my best bet, and he's going to Dragon Tail me out, which is fine, I don't really care if he doesn't have any hazards up. And he's going to Dragon Tail me out into my Palkia, which I really didn't want because, well, I can't really do much to it. So I think I switched it right back out into my Fortress, I believe, just, you know, because Lugia is pretty much set up fodder to it. So I'm going to bring back out Fortress, and he's going to expect an attack and try to roost, which isn't the case because I just didn't want to bring this multi-scale. So he's going to withdraw here, and I believe he goes into, I haven't watched this game in so long. He's going to go into his Kyogre, gets up the weather, because I haven't brought up my own Kyogre yet, and it's going to get regularly poisoned thanks to my Toxic Spikes, and I believe I actually go for the Volt Switch here, if I'm not mistaken. Most Fortress tend to be specially defensive, and I actually get my second layer of Toxic Spikes up. I don't remember what on his team is extremely weak to Toxic Spikes, but, you know, having this thing at least poison, I guess, is okay. But, of course, here I do not want to take a boosted hit. So I'm going to bring up my own Kyogre, just because it's a, you know, Kyogre first Kyogre. But, unfortunately, he predicts that very nicely, goes for the Thunder, and that's going to do a very, very nice chunk to my Kyogre, and it's not going to kill me, and I'm not a standard set. I'm actually a Calm Minding variant of Leftovers of Max HP, Max Special Attack. But I obviously do not want to take another Thunder, and I have to assume he's choiced in some way, just because he could have used me as setup fodder, to be perfectly honest. But here I'm going to go into my Dialga, knowing I can easily take a Thunder, and I don't have to fear about getting paralyzed because Dialga's already asleep. So I guess this is where Dialga's usefulness comes into play, because Dialga has so many useful resistances. You know, it resists even Kyogre's Water Spell, for goodness sake. But you know, seeing that, you know, that Thunder did nothing to Dialga, which is great, and he's pretty much forced to switch here. So, and Kyogre's getting weaker and weaker thanks to the poison, which was nice. And he's going to withdraw, and I think he goes back into his Lugia, maybe? No, he goes into his Thundurus. Well, not really, I mean, Thundurus, it's so frail for Ubers, in my opinion, just because and stuff. But here I was anticipating another Thunder, potentially. So I go on to my Zekrom, knowing I pretty much have a safe switch into it. And I have to assume he thinks I'm Scarfed. And if he tries to set up a Nasty Plot here, and that's a little bit of a nasty mistake because my Zekrom does not play games. Zekrom wins games. I'm going to go for that ever-sexy Bolt Strike and wreck his face completely with that powerful stat, Life Orb boosted, not to mention Bolt Strike. This Zekrom is actually a mixed Life Orb variant, and I think it's the standard set in Ubers now because it's so powerful and so destructive. And it's pretty much where Zekrom's usefulness comes into play, just flat-out wall breaking. And I think, Zekrom is even more useless because of multi-scale Lugias everywhere. But he's going to make another faulty error. I think that's why I set up Toxic Spikes just for this Arceus, is he tries to set up on my Zekrom. Well, you know what? Bolt Strike doesn't take any prisoners. Bolt Strike again, Bolt Strike everything, and that is going to do a humongous chunk to this Arceus. I'm not running max attack, but I think I have, I want to say 100-something EVs into attack. I'm a Lonely Nature Zekrom. But that's going to do a crap ton of that Arceus, as you can tell. Now, I know he's going to go for the extreme speed, so I'm going to bring up my forward first, just potentially Death Water, but it's mainly to resist all the hits that he delivers out, especially the extreme speed, even though I am especially defensive. And he goes for the extreme speed, and, I'm expecting it not to do much just because I don't care if it's +2. I resist the move, but unfortunately for me, he gets a crit, which in the long run, it doesn't matter too much. It just completely dampens my Fortress longevity, which sucks, which means I can't really get any more hazards up or anything, which, again, it stinks, but there's not much I can do about it because the RNG hates me. I actually took this match, I think, a month ago, if I'm not mistaken. I just haven't had a chance to upload it, so... But down goes his Arceus, which is great thanks to the poison, so I'm happy I got those Toxic Spikes up. And now he's going to bring out his own Palkia, which I think is also Scarfed. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe I leave in my Fortress as Death Fodder just because it's kind of useless now. So I'm going to let him take me out of a Spatial Rend. And down it goes. So, unfortunately, Fortress goes down. I mean, had that extreme speed not critted, I might have been able to take a... Volt Switch depending on his EV adjustment, or I'm not sure if he was Scarfed or Specs, but just thinking of that, I'm going to bring up my own Palkia, which is a timid Scarf variant, and I'm hoping to outspeed, and luckily I do. I don't know if that was a speed tie or if I did outspeed because he was modest Scarfed or if he was Specs. I'm not sure, but luckily for me, the Spatial Rend will take the Palkia out, which is amazing. Down it goes, so I don't have to worry about that thing anymore. So, yeah, that's great. That's a humongous threat that goes down. And now he's going to bring out his Lugia again, which is a pretty hard stop to my Palkia, unfortunately, especially when it's choice locked into Spatial Rend. So, now I'm going to bring up my own Kyogre because, stuffs and stuff. But he's going to try to roost. I don't really know why he tried to roost there. I mean, I guess he could just try to stall out my Spatial Rends. But there's no point in me staying and trying to Spatial Rend him. So, I'm just going to go for the Thunder, hoping to get a pair of some sort, because I believe Lugia naturally outspeeds Zekrom. I don't want him to, toxicate me or anything, but he's going to go for the Dragon Tail. Unfortunately, he's going to miss, which sucks. I mean, it's a 90 accuracy move, but, 90 accuracy, I miss 90 accuracy moves all the time, especially in the Battle Subway, so... But, yeah, that kind of stinks for him. So, he's just going to try to roost again, which I don't mind. The reason I attacked first last time is because Dragon Tail is negative priority, if you didn't know that, but, he's going to go for the Roost, which I don't mind. That virtually takes away his flying type for the time being. So this Thunder is going to do a pitiful amount just because he's now a pure Psychic for the time being. But luckily on that hit, I get the pair on him, which is amazing. Puts me in a much better position to take out this Lugia. And I believe here's where I started to get a little greedy just because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do here. I set up a Calm Mind. Just hoping maybe I could take him out with my Kyogre, but it's not going to be the case because he doesn't get fully paralyzed. I probably, in the long run, could have just flat-out attacked him, but that's not the case, and he's just going to smack me with Dragon Tail. But I believe he Dragon Tails me out, not this turn anyway, but out into Dialga, which isn't really a hindrance just because I'm going to get more leftovers because he saved me out. But, Dialga's pretty much useless, so, and, this is probably why I should have attended on the previous turn, just because Lugia's back to its multi-scale range, which sucks. I mean, you guys know how bulky Dragonite is with multi-scale. Imagine, and Lugia's got 106, 130, 154 defenses. Holy crap, that's so bulky. But this time he Dragon Tails me out into Zekrom, and this is one of the few points, and I guess he actually still a little bit of health depleted, but if you guys didn't know, This is one of the few instances where Zekrom's Terravolt ability is extremely useful because it negates abilities, which means his multi-scale is gone during the process of this attack, which means that this Lugia is taking full brunt of Zekrom's Bolt Strike, and it is a one-hit KO on it, which is amazing. Just shows you how useful Zekrom is on a team. It can go multi-scale Lugia, so that's pretty awesome. And now he's going to bring out his Kyogre. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he's Scarred. I really didn't want to let my Zekrom die, so I'm going to bring out my Palkia just to finish up the game because I know he's probably going to go for the Ice Beam or whatever he wants, but I believe he gives up at this point and just goes for a Water Spout because I really don't know. But, you know, that's pretty much my signal to him saying GG. So, but after the Poison, I believe I'm just able to take him out of the Thunder from this point. So, guys, that will be the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I apologize for this rather suckish narration. I'm pretty aware it's bad, so, but it was a pretty good battle in my opinion. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, sub, and I hope to be back later. I don't know how late, but I gotta record another battle and stuff. So, again, rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.